We are Elohim.
Shalom. Hello, it's Shir.
Shalom, Pacham, yes.
How are you?
We are of a wonderful feeling and a wonderful peace that we bring into the room with us.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
First of all, the prana process that I spoke with you about is now almost completed. The expansion of the pineal gland.
Yes.
And I know that you're still doing certain things in my DNA, moving it around.
Of course.
Do you know when I will be able to add a few more infusion?
Do not worry about that right now. You have many infusions and they are all working together to become one now, to become useful in your system, to wake up those things that are necessary to be awakened, to bring to you the insights that you need for now. So do not be excited about bringing anything else right at the moment. Let everything fuse and work together and bring, because let me explain to you, Elohim will bring a different energy and a different movement within you, a different coming together of the different elements of these different species. It will bring together a different energy of enlightenment. It will not change the DNA of any of these species, but bring out their most positive aspects.
Okay.
At least for you. It works on an individual basis, of course. It would be more individual for each person. It would bring out those greatest aspects that are necessary for those people.
I see.
And for you, it will bring out your channeling. It will bring out your being telepathic. It will bring out empathy to some extent. You are not a great empath right now, but your empathy will increase.
I see. One last thing, and I will let others speak. If there's any messages from you about my channeling course that I'm going to take on September.
Move forward in any way that you can to enlighten yourself, to bring knowledge to yourself. But remember this, only take into you what resonates with you from these classes, because everyone is able to channel, but not all in the same way. So therefore, when you are channeling, remember whenever these informations come to you, to bring into you those that resonate with you and those that will work with you in the greatest way. Because that is being true to yourself and bringing the greatest message across in the greatest purity. If you accept some of these other ways, perhaps you are a conscious channeler, a semi-conscious channeler, or a trans channeler, whichever one of those resonates with you, do not force another kind of channeling, because that would not be the pure way to do it. There are those that can do all ways, and there's those that can only do one. But accept that which is given to you and be thankful for it, and use it in the purest form possible.
Thank you. Much love. תודה רבה והמון המון המון אהבה בשבילכם. תודה, אני חולה עליכם. תודה.
Namaste and blessings to you.
Maria?
Hi.
Hello.
Much love.
And to you.
Thank you. I'm recently told that I am in contact with you and I'm speaking your language.
Yes.
And I am looking forward to get the DNA infusion as well.
It shall be so, but not quite yet.
Yes. Is there any messages for me?
Yes. When you speak the Elohim language, there is always a message in it. Always. There are never just empty words when the Elohim language comes to you. So therefore, when you speak it with great reverence, speak it with great respect, and draw into yourself the understanding that there is a message for you if there are not others around. If there are others around, it may be for someone else. But if you are alone speaking the language, we are speaking directly to you. And there is a message there for you, and it will go into your spirit, and it will enlighten you. It will go into your subconscious, and you can bring it back out at a later time. But I want you to know that we do not speak empty words ever.
Yes. May I ask a question about Elohim? What dimension y'all are from?
Y'all.
Or what realm?
Oh. The dimension is just under God. But I do not know what, there is not a number to it. It is not numbered. It
Yes,
is
I
a
understand.
dimension of very little physicality and great spirituality, and of purifying and great intention. I do not know what to call it as far as a dimension.
So there is no individuality at all. It's like a big collective.
That is not quite so. We each do have our own flame from God, but we unite together to be a son of flame. We want to be that way. We enjoy the community that we are, but we can become individuals and do our own meditations for whatever reasons. If someone should separate from the community, it is accepted because we know that there is a purpose for that, because God has told them to do so, or there is a message for someone, just as I have separated from the Elohim to speak to you, but we are all together.
So sorry if I'm asking this question because I'm trying to understand better. So you all have like families the way we have in third dimension, or no? That doesn't even, no, not at all.
We are of spirit, and we do not procreate,
Oh, okay.
but we are of great love and understanding and purity, and we feel the essence of love from God, and there is nothing greater and nothing more satisfying than that.
Thank you.
Yes, there are some of us that are now Elohim that have lived in other dimensions, but have decided that this is where we want to be, at least for now. And there are some of us in our community of beauty and love that will leave and enter some other communities or go back and relive a life. It is our will. Free will still exists here. There is nothing to take free will away. In every existence, even the angels have free will, but they choose to be who they are. They choose to do the jobs they do, just as you choose to be the way you are, and choose the way that you want to live your life, because obviously it's you who have decided your destinations, the way that you are to live. Even if you are in pain or if you are suffering, you have decided it in many cases.
Does the Creator have a counterpart?
Does the Creator have a counterpart was the question. And that is yes and no. And let me answer that this way. Your perception of the Creator has many faces. God, the Creator, has a billion eternal faces. And if you look at one, and you see a bright smiling face, and you look at another and the faces change because the eyes are like suns, or if you look at another and the smile is radiating gold light, whatever. His face can look different to each of you. And there's no counting how many of them you are in the universe. Because why? Because he keeps creating. And there are more births, millions every second. So how can you calculate that? But he can. Did that answer your question?
So there are no other creators
There,
of his magnitude.
he can divide himself, and they can have the same magnitude. And many believe that there are several creators of the same magnitude in different universes. But of course, it's just an outreach of the same creator.
Okay.
Ah.
Yes.
Continue.
Hello.
Hello?
Hi, my name's Chris.
Yes.
Hello. I have a few questions, but I'm not sure if you'll be able to answer the ones that I have. I know you can answer one. Do you answer questions about hybrid genetics, or should I skip that one?
About what?
Hybrid genetics in humans?
We are involved in it, so we can answer to a certain extent. We know about how we work with the DNA of human beings, and we know how the Alliance of Girk Fitneer works with DNA, and we know how there are a few other species that we are aware of that have hybridization programs. So if you have a question about that, we may be able to answer it.
Great, thank you. That's perfect. I feel that I know my hybrid genetics to a large extent, and I feel that I can read them in other people, and I'm obsessed with this. If you have anything to say about that and my connection with that, as well as my connection to you, as I've been told that you've been around me by another channeler, Elohim, that is.
Yes. Let me explain your curiosity and your obsession with it. Is because you are one that has many different hybridizations. Have you detected that?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes. And you're able to see other people's hybridizations because you want them to be aware of the place in the universe that they are part of. And you can do that because you know about each of the hybridizations and what their properties are in each individual. Is that correct?
Yes, the attributes, personalities, and structure.
Then more power to you. I have nothing more to add because you have the knowledge, and it is not something that is wasteful or unimportant. Continue with your work.
And then I have a question around that. Well, I have to separate them, unfortunately, for the program here. Do you have any, well, that's not right, correct wording. I've had a dream, a couple of dreams, where ex-President Bush, the first, do you know anything about my association with these dreams?
Yes, he is an alien.
Okay. And
Or has many alien properties, I should say, because he is in a human body and he will remain in a human body for the rest of his life. And he has much alien properties, as you already suspected, and that is why you are aware of him so greatly, is because he did have much, he did speak to aliens many times during his presidency.
so we have a lot in common in that way. I'm just not a president.
Correct.
Okay, great. I'll keep the rest to myself. Thank you so much.
You are welcome.
unless you'd like to tell me why you've been around me. The Elohim, that is.
The Elohim is around you because we are guiding you in some of your efforts to move forward in this telepathic realm. You see, your obsession with the different species is slowing down your telepathic process a little bit. But we're just helping that move forward as well.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Sarah.
Hello. This is Sarah. How are you?
Sarah, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. The first question is, do I have any Elohim in my DNA?
Not yet, but if you'd like some, it can be worked out, I believe.
Very well, yes. The second one, I've been having many visions of different visions, different categories, different situations. But the one that keeps coming up to me, there's a vision of a wall. The sky is an orangey yellow type. There are people in front of it, sort of looking like a lighter brown color, curly hair, and there's foliage on the wall, but I can see both sides of the wall, and it's just sitting there. And it looks like the people are comfortable sitting there. And for some reason, I put it close to, well, I just integrated the energy of Gilgamesh.
Yes.
And I'm thinking maybe that has something to do with it, but I don't know the importance of this wall, but it keeps popping up in my mind.
Understood. Let me explain something to you first before I go into an interpretation of the wall, because it could have more than one interpretation, especially for you. For most people, it would have one interpretation. For you, it has more than one. Let me tell you why. You've entered more than one spiritual realm recently. There is more than one spiritual guide working with you at the same time. You are a person of great spirituality and prayer and meditation, and so therefore they're giving you different visions. You've seen both sides of the wall, correct?
I've only seen one side.
But you will see both sides. But let me tell you why you will see both sides of the wall. This wall is to come down. This wall is your separation from life and death. You are at the brink where the realm is at times. Not many people can reach this place. Do you understand that?
Okay, why can't people reach it?
Because they are not attuned to it like you are. You are attuned by many different ways. Sound vibration, light vibration, music vibration, which is also sound, but it has a different quality than just regular sound vibration. You understand these things?
Yes.
You have an intermittent, you have the abilities to move through objects which you are not aware of yet. Or they move through you, actually. That is not yet to be seen. But you have reached the place, the realm, the door unto the next realm. And that is what you see. And that is the meaning of your wall. But you cannot go beyond it right now.
What is the significance? Because you said many people have been contacting me. Yes, and that is true. Beings, more like.
Yeah.
But am I channeling them, or am I just integrating them, or is it like?
Oh, Sarah. You are bringing them in. You are becoming part of them. They're moving through you. I have told you, you can move through. They move through you. You move through them. You are part of a spiritual realm. When you connect to them, it is a different world entirely. And you are actually living in two different worlds at times.
Oh, one more question, because this came up during an integration. The other people who were in the hangout said they saw like 100 people walking in one direction. They were welcoming me.
Yes.
Who were those people?
I cannot tell you right now. I do know who they are, but it is not for you to know yet.
Okay. Thank you.
Just continue on your path. Your spiritual progress is enormous. You are able to do things that many cannot. You are able to be aware of many things that people cannot be aware of. And so move and keep some of it to yourself, because you know what secret parts of you that will come out later, and continue to move in your sound, color, and spirituality in a great way. You have connected to so many different realms. I am so very proud of you as a human being that you are able to do this. Continue to move forward.
Thank you. Much love to you.
You're welcome.
Johannes.
Hello, my name is Johannes. I hope I can be heard. My computer is still some problems with it.
I can hear you.
Yeah, you can hear me, yes?
Yes.
That's great. I have 4 questions. First question is, Martina, my roommate, she had a visitation 2 nights ago. She wants to know who that was or who they were, because it wasn't so pleasant for her. So we can start with that question first, maybe.
It was Angel Yahyel. Angel Yahyel visited her just recently with a blessing, because there is something that she has been praying about, and he wanted to comfort her. Hello? Now I cannot hear you.
Yeah, so thanks for that. Second question is, my grandmother has a lot of nightmares, she says, and she wants to know why.
One moment, please. Let me connect to her through you. Think of her and where she is at. Ah, there is an unkind... Is she new to this place?
To this place, she's here with me now. She's actually visiting me in my country where I live now. So she is right here with me. So.
Is she still having nightmares when she's with you?
Yes, one night she said.
There is someone that is taunting her. There is someone that wants her to have discomfort in some way. I will look into it and get back to you on that, because that is a spiritual matter.
Okay, thank you very much. I just want to know if I should cut my balls out of my dog. That's all I need to know. If that's okay for me to cut the balls out of my dog.
Oh, I understand. We not having sexuality, it took us a moment to reference that. So, is it that he is promiscuous as a dog?
He's very aggressive to other male dogs. Very, very aggressive.
I see. One moment, please. It is fine to have him neutered, because it is not part of his destiny to have children. That is all.
Roxanne.
About the dog. I'm here. One moment about the dog. It will calm him down. It will make him less aggressive, and that is the main function here, is to make him less aggressive. The testosterone, we are looking into that. You see, balls, as you call them, have no significance for us, but they may have significance for humans and animals. But in this case, they do not. So it is appropriate that you have them removed.
Can I go now, Sabrina?
That is fine.
Thank you very much. Anyway,
Yes.
you can go. Anybody can go now.
Hi, I have a question for a friend that's watching on YouTube. She has a great connection towards Abraham, as in the Abraham Hicks Oversoul, and she was wondering the origins of Abraham was her question. So I'm not sure how you can answer that, but you know.
Abraham is who he is. He has had many lives in many different cultures and species, but he is a great positive worker. He changes how people think. He is a wonderful spirit. That I must say first of all. He's from an area of spirit that is all about creating a reality that is worthwhile and is spiritual, yet also enjoyable. And he was a created being, I believe. I do not see a birth for him, but a creator. He was a creation.
Beautiful.
Yes. And so collectives sometimes are not born.
Yes.
They are created.
They're created, right.
Yes, I love that about him, that he has gone out and become an entity that is spreading joy, love, understanding, and wisdom about he loves humanity, by the way. I must say, he loves humanity. He can take anyone's negativity, turn it to positivity in a way that is individualized for that person. And that is so beautiful. What a great and wonderful power.
Yes, a great worker he is, most certainly.
I love him dearly.
And a personal question. I don't dream much, but I got a real epic dream the other day, and I'm having some difficulties.
Yeah.
I was, let's say, on a ship in the, what you call the deck where the captain is, and it's all happening, and it was flooded. And we were all waist high, and there were entities around us. We were trying to, there were smaller ships, what I would call models, that were floating on the water. That why we were in a ship that looks like it was going under as well. And I took my own initiative, and I grabbed these large ships. They were models, kind of like, I guess 1/3 scale would be accurate. And I was moving them on the water to rescue them. And the other people in the room were telling me, they were watching me, but I felt their discomfort from my actions, and I had no thought. I was just acting to save these entities that were on this little tiny ships, to move them into safety. And then they said, well, there's some have died from your actions, but that's okay. They'll be okay. And then we were trying to get out of the ship that was drowning itself. So there was water. I was saving people that were on ships that were in the big ship that was drowning, and I'm lost on this one.
Oh, do not be lost. The big ship is the planet Earth. The big ship is the whole Earth that is flooded with thoughts and dreams and different ways. You will not die, even though it feels like the Earth is drowning in its own suffering. It's drowning in its own doubts, fears, and hatreds and violences. You are on the planet Earth, and so you're up to your waist in it. But you are saving those that are moving across, floating across Mother Earth, in the sense that their spirits have been enlightened. And so even though some may have died, they have gone to spirit. And even though some may have suffered that are in the earth because of something that you have done, it is a that is your perception of third dimension. Do you understand that?
Yes.
The waist-high water is your dimension that you are living in, and the salvation of those spirits and beings on the ships that you are working with is helping the earth, and you will not die. It will not flood. You will find a way to help those that are floating on the water. And many more ships will appear for you because you are a great guide. You have great wisdom and understanding, and your purpose is to save those on the ship.
Yay!
It is
I love
not to
that.
worry about the waist-high humanity that you live in, the negativity, the water that is coming up. You will overcome all that because you are doing what is resonating with who you are.
Oh, yes. Beautiful.
Does that make sense to you now?
Oh, that makes so much sense. It put all the pieces into place. Now I see.
Very good.
Beautiful. Thank you. I love you.
I love you as well.
Hello, this is Sabrina. I have a question from Liney. She wanted to send her love, and she also wanted to know how her DNA infusion was going.
Excellent. She is done with it.
Okay.
It is marvelous. You should start to feel, Liney. I know that you are very third dimensional in your activities. Day to day you must be because of your children and many things. And William has the orb, by the way. Oh, yes, you knew that. But anyway, it is now fully activated. And you will see some differences now. You will see some differences now. And you've already seen some differences. And there is some maturity coming to that, some grounding, and some questions coming for you from this young man. But there is so much beauty in your soul. Do you feel the lightness? Ask her if she can feel that lightness of the Elohim now, because it should reach up to her brain very shortly and into her heart and soul, and overcome many of these things that she was wondering about. Give her the clarity of mind to move forward. You are a great gift. Do not, I know that you find yourself going, me a great gift? I can't find it. I don't know. It's so third dimensional right now. Do not doubt yourself. Remember what they said earlier about fear and doubt, great destroyers. So don't let that fear and doubt destroy anything that is good that is going to happen to you. Just let it go and thank God now for the things that are coming to you, because I see some outpouring now. I see some things that are going to happen now. It may not be this second or tomorrow or next week, but there are things coming for you that are of a great, beautiful, and wonderful positivity. So thank God for that ahead of time. Thank God ahead for your prosperity, for your goodness, for all these things, even though you don't see it in yourself. This is a message for everybody, by the way. Bring in all the good and love that you can. Thank God ahead of time. Thank anyone that is helping you ahead of time, because with great appreciation and gratitude comes great help. Because if someone says thank you to you personally, are you not willing to help them again? Isn't that something that
Yes.
we all feel in ourselves? Well, they said thank you. I'm most humbled by that. And not that the Spirit needs to hear your thank yous. That is not it. He is not wanting you to say thank you, but he realizes what kind of a person you are when you give great thanks. And when you give prayer and honor, he comes. And with great doubt and fear, it is hard for him to get through. But if you give great praise and great positivity, of course, he's going to be coming to you right when you need him. When you need him.
Hi, I have a question about what is my mission in my life right now, and I feel close to Archangel and all the prophet, and I want to just the message for me. What is that?
My purpose is not to tell you what to do, in the sense that of job and purpose and things of this nature. My job is to tell you how to be more spiritual and how to guide your life into these things that are meant for you, your destiny, your roads, your path in life. But I see that you do have a spiritual path. I can tell you that there are things about you that are in a spiritual path. But you have a third dimensional life. I cannot really rule that. That is up to you to bring upon yourself those things of third dimension that are yours. And that is not for me to say, because you have free will, and I'm not going to say, oh, you must be a doctor or a lawyer. No, it's not for me to do that. It's for me to say, bring up your spirit, and your spirit, when you resonate with it, and your meditations, when you go and intend them, will bring you the truth of who you are in the third dimension. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, thank you.
You are so welcome, and I love your spirit.
I just want to jump in. It's Elena.
Yes.
Let me invite the Elohim infusion, as I do not recall having contact with you until now.
Ah, that is not a problem. We will be in contact with you.
Much love.
Much love.
Thank you.
There's someone in the room here that has a question. I have motioned them over with the hands.
Hi,
Yes.
I'm Barbara. I'm Barbara. I have a question. Do you have any information or anything that I need to know about my spiritual growth or anything else in my life?
Yes, I do. I see that there is many third dimensional things happening to you. Health and spirituality and friends and disconnects. There's some disconnections here that I see. And what I see is there is also fear and doubt in you.
Oh, yeah.
And so you need a healing of a very great nature. And with this healing will come a mental change. But you're doubting that this healing can ever possibly happen. But it can, but it's up to you. You see, you are the guide for that healing, because one of the lessons that you are to learn is appreciation after the healing of what you went through and what message it has given you in this lifetime that you can share with others. You can share with others and make them more aware of their lifetime here in the third dimension, how it can be greater and more spiritual. Because you do have a great spiritual connection. When you do your meditations, you come into a great connection. They're not always, but it's many times. And do this intention that your abilities, that your message, that your healing is complete. Do an intended, and do not doubt, and reach into the triangle of the soul, the heart, the third eye, the heart, and the spirit. Bring them together in a powerful triangle and move in that power, because there is power there. There is power with that triangle, the fire, gold, green, and indigo, a great, great power.
And I have another question too. It's like I had a reading by psychic or whatever.
Yes.
And she said that when Jesus was here, that I was the child that he protected. Is that true?
Yes.
So,
Oh. Can someone help me?
so that is true that I was a child that he protected, that I walked with him.
Yes.
Okay.
One of the many children. I will just hold it.
And then another question, one more question is, how do I get DNA from?
He requested.
Yeah, requested.
The request, they will, if those of you that want Elohim DNA, you must request it. And then we will come and we will look at your body and see if it is able to come into you. It is able to come into most bodies, but it is not necessary for all bodies, and it is not for all bodies. Even if you can take it, there are some bodies that will not, that it is not supposed to come to. But do request it. Do request it. And we will check that out. I think that this will stay. Can everyone hear me?
A bit far.
I think maybe it's time to leave. It was most wonderful talking to you very much. And I love you all very much. Can you hear?
Yes.
We love you
Yes.
as well.
Much love, and I will talk to you some other day. Thank you for your questions.
Thank you for coming and answering our questions.
Much love.
Much love. Can you give a blessing before you go?
Yes. A blessing would be wonderful. One moment. Let me connect to the community because we will give this together. We wish you love, goodness, greatness, and a wonderful rising experience into your telepathic existence. We ask that the Spirit be with you and you with the Spirit. Connect yourself, fuse yourself to the Spirit. I know sometimes third dimension can bog you down and you say, oh, I'm so tired of hearing about spirits and love and these things. But without them, your life would be so sad. So remember to connect with them in the way that resonates with you the greatest. And we will send our love, healing, and understanding to you. I would love for you to feel what it feels like in my community. The great love, the great connection, the great intensity of love and joy that we have. I wish that upon you. We wish that upon you. And we are so grateful that we can communicate now with you in this special way that so many can hear us on your planet. And much love to you, much gratitude to you, and continue to rise. We love you all, and we'll be with you all. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Mm, mm, mm,